What is something people are not ready to hear?
People who seem to have their life together are always treated the worst. And that's because most people struggle bond and trauma bond. Okay, so you're the type of person that has it all together. You're successful, you have things going for yourself, so people assume that you don't go through anything. And especially if you're the type of person that doesn't really express the things that they're going through, you deal with them in your own way. You're the type of friend who looks out for people. Whenever you need anything, I'm there for you. But it seems like other people are never there for you. They're there for other people who are never there for them. And that's because they're more open about their trauma and they bond using their trauma. They're both struggling, so they bond using their struggle. So since they don't notice you going through anything or you're not verbal about you going through anything, they don't think that they can relate to you. They know that they can come to you whenever they need something, but they feel as though they can't relate to you.
That your problems are just that, your problems. Quit expecting other people to fix your problems for you. You gotta do it. They can't do it for you. Get up and do it now.
What's something that people are not ready to hear? I'll go first. So you know how there's all these news stories about how like by the year 2100, water levels will rise by like 3 inches. And it's like, oh, that sounds bad. But also that's 2100. That's like 80 years away. It's going to happen a lot sooner than that. Like the displacement and the Hunger Games stuff, like that's going to happen a lot sooner than we all think. We're not going to probably make it to 2100 because, I mean, we just had 700 some thousand lightning strikes in British Columbia. It was 115 degrees. I mean, it's going to be 115 degrees in Alaska next, and then Greenland, and then it's going to be 100 degrees at the North Pole, and then we're all probably going to be displaced and scrounging for food, and things are going to collapse, and we're going to all probably die a lot sooner than we think. Do you like my glasses?
That God and Satan are a quantum artificial intelligence that harvest our energy.
Women are stronger than men. And some guys will be like, I can bench press a bus. Well, homie, you may be overcompensating a little there, but let me run you through the statistic. You as a youth did not sit there and have your little Lincoln log start bleeding and have it be like that for the rest of your life once a month. All the way up until like your mid to late 40s when you're kind of over everything anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Dudes would be like, oh, well, they don't know what it's like to get hit below the belt. No, they just pee out a child. Dudes are like, it's the same pain level. It's the same pain level if you sit there the entire time your girl's going through childbirth and you just punch yourself repeatedly until she's done giving birth. And they have to deal with us. I make the least amount of sense of anyone I know. So for any woman to put up with me, that's a strong woman.
If a strange black man approaches me at night, my first thought is that I'm going to get beaten up or robbed. If a strange white man approaches me at night, my first thought is that I am going to get raped or murdered.
That calling out your abuser's abuse doesn't mean that you're stuck on the situation, or you don't enjoy your regular life, or you want to be in that place again. Calling out your abuser means you've overcome, and that you're now the person to share with others so they can get out.
The fact that the concept of human races is completely a social construct created by humans, an idea, and has long been accepted in the scientific community as not having any biological foundation, and that the origins of our species, that's Homo sapiens, all of us, derives out of Africa.
No one will ever see you the way you see you, and forcing people to accept the perception you have of yourself is just a waste of time. None of us are standing in the same place, so why would we all have the same perspective on life? You're going out of your way to try and force people to accept you as you are. And for what? You don't even accept you as you are. Why are you asking people to do something you won't even do? The thoughts and opinions of others are shifty. They can change at any moment, yet you stand on it like it's a solid foundation. Do not demand people love you until you first learn how to love yourself.
This is going to be a hot take, and I hope you're really capable of hearing this and understanding where I'm coming from. So many people hold displaced anger towards loved ones who are in spirit, who have crossed over into love and light and gone through their own healing and their own life reviews to understand what caused them to do horrible things in life. But the people here who are living, who still feel anger towards them and refuse to forgive them and want to condemn them for these actions, you are carrying around a baggage that is not their problem, it is yours. You are carrying around a weight that you can choose to do the work to let go of, and you can choose to do the work to heal. But you're not, because it's easier to blame someone in spirit. I told my mom on her deathbed all the ways that she hurt me in my life, and I chose to forgive her because she was dying and it was time for me to take on that burden of my trauma. You can do it too.
Abraham Lincoln didn't free us from slavery. We freed ourselves. Look up the Gullah Wars. No celebrity is your friend. Stop believing in them. They're either already dead and cloned, or they're demons who drink baby blood. Especially in the music industry, you don't get big without making sacrifices. You either sacrificing booty or a family member. The only thing stopping us from freedom is unity and utilizing free energy technology. The jab has microdot technology, which is being used to monitor your cellular activity, not cell phone activity, your actual cell activity. Bill Gates has a patent that allows him to use biological information as cryptocurrency. If only 1% of us stop focusing on the negative things in the world, then we can actually manifest things that benefit the whole of humanity. You have to be the one in your family to stand up for what you know is right. You have to be the one in your friend group to stand up for what you know is right, regardless of backlash. If you're telling people that Jesus is the devil, it doesn't matter if you're right, you're stopping heaven on earth.
As someone who has been skinny and also fat, I can tell you that pretty privilege, so fucking real. People will treat you very differently. Not even just in the dating scene either. Random strangers you pass, people online, your friends.
It's a tough pill to swallow that I've never been treated better than at my dentist.
And to top it off, I'm sure on this video I'm gonna get a comment about promoting obesity.
So a lot of people who have little kids or work in daycares or do anything of the sort have hand motions that they do along with songs that you teach the kids. If we look at Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, there is a line that says, like a diamond in the sky. Most people, when they do this line, say, like a diamond in the sky. In standard ASL, this is not sign language for a diamond. This is sign language for a Virginia on a girl. So if just know that if you're doing this, you're not singing about the diamonds, you're singing about those. So if you want to do it the right way, diamond is you make a D and you touch your ring finger on your non-dominant hand. So this is diamonds, this is Virginias, okay?
That your savior complex can be a burden. There's a lot of codependent people out there that feed off of fixing and saving other people. This quality is usually encouraged in childhood and glamorized in many cultures, especially for women. A lot of codependents get their sense of self-worth from saving other people and how much they feel needed by another person. In reality, you are not doing anyone any favors, especially yourself. Stop trying to constantly sacrifice yourself for the sake of other people and saving them. Because more than likely, people out there are not looking for you to be their savior. But the few people out there who are willing to take you up on that offer aren't with you because they need you. They're with you because they want to use you. These are the selfish people, the energy vampires, the narcissists. They're not interested in being saved or fixed. They'll happily take from you without ever giving anything back.
There are exponentially more bad teachers at the college level than at any other level of education. And this is especially true at large Tier 1 universities. A professor's ability to teach often has very little impact on if they're hired or even if they get tenure. Not to mention, most of us are given college classrooms to lead without ever having to take any sort of courses or professional development in pedagogy or classroom management. There are obviously many exceptions to this, but that is a personal choice of the professor to do that. So unless you are getting a very specific degree where the connections matter, you are much better off and much more likely to get a good education by going to a community college and a small liberal arts university.
All right. I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get some hate for it, but here we go. July 4th was kind of an accident. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying that the Declaration of Independence was an accident. What I'm saying is we weren't supposed to celebrate the signing of it on the 4th. See, John Adams, one of the individuals who signed the Declaration of Independence, actually thought it was going to be the 2nd of July. That was going to be the anniversary date. And here's a quote from him. See, a couple things happened. One, the Declaration of Independence was published publicly on July 4th. And this is the funny part. See, on July 2nd, 1777, none of the members of Congress remembered that that was the anniversary date until a day later. And the festivities were scheduled for the 4th. So really, we should be celebrating July 2nd, not July 4th.